It is Faith Friday, and for many Americans, it has been indeed a tough week, dealing with the aftermath of both Hurricane Helene and Hurricane Milton.
2 weeks ago, Hurricane Helene made landfall in the southeast, taking over 200 lives and impacting thousands of others. One North Carolina pastor has become a lifeline for his community, serving others and offering some hope during a very difficult time. Pastor Eric Williamson from First Baptist Church Hendersonville joins us now. We are so honored that you're spending some time with us today, Pastor.
Thank you, Pastor. Good to see you.
Good morning. Thank you for having me on this morning.
Great to see you. And of course, the first question we have to ask you is, how is your community doing?
Well, it's gonna take some time to get back to any kind of thing that would be normal. Now in Hendersonville, where I am, we're starting to regain our power, get our water back. But in surrounding areas, it's going to take quite some time for us to just to get things back online and in order, the way things kind of used to be, but maybe never back the same.
And you know, Pastor, in spite of everything that's going on, and I'm sure some of your members have been affected as well, you got more than 1,700 members. Your church basically turned into a warehouse when it came to, collecting supplies and water, the much needed necessities. How has your church been able to serve as a beacon of hope to those?
Yeah, DeMarco, yeah, you can see on the video there so many volunteers showing up, and many of these volunteers lost a lot also, but they wanted to come help and get out all the supplies that everyone was needing. And we just kept receiving more and more relief, food and water and supplies, that yes, it basically was a warehouse over time.
And you mentioned that your community may never actually be the same. What kind of long-term impact do you think that this storm will have on your community and in the healing journey?
The long-term effect in some of the surrounding communities, roads were just washed away. It's incredible to see the force and power of water just to wash out so many roads. Homes on some of the videos you may have seen were just seen floating down. So many have been displaced. Many roads will have to be rebuilt, and that's going to take quite some time. Underneath the roads were water pipelines, and those were washed away as well. So that infrastructure is going to have to be rebuilt, and that's going to take quite a while.
You know, Pastor, a lot of times when something like this happens, whether you go to church every Sunday, every day during the week, your faith can sometimes be tested. Any words of wisdom for the amount of people, the millions of Americans who have been impacted by these two systems?
In all of this, what I have seen is people listening to God. C.S. Lewis, in The Problem of Pain, wrote out that God talks to our conscience, but he shouts in our pain. And that is where I've seen people listening to the pain of others, perfect strangers sending so much relief. A fire chief that lives on the other side of our state was restless until he could send relief. And these small acts can make such a big impact. And so looking to other people that can shine a light in such a dark time. So that's what I keep telling people, is just looking out where we can make these small acts that can really influence someone's life.
And even if you've been impacted, it's also, a good thing for you to pitch in and help when you can and where you can.
Yes, exactly. I've seen that, like I was mentioning with our volunteers. Many just had nothing, but they had a truck that we could load up. And even so, for those who could not make it out to our church because trees were downed, power lines were down, and many couldn't make it to the church. So many wanted to show up, load up their trucks, and just drive off and try to find how we could make a way to get relief to those who were just disconnected from the community that they were so much connected to just a few weeks ago.
It's unbelievable, the selflessness of people, even in their desperate times as well. Thank you for helping us keep the faith on this Faith Friday. We appreciate it so much, Pastor Eric Williamson. Thank you for spending time with us today, and we were thinking of you and of course of your community during this time.